Disclaimer. This podcast is for informational and educational purposes only. It is not medical advice and should not replace consultation with a qualified healthcare provider. Always speak to your doctor before starting or stopping any treatment, supplement, or peptide protocol. Today we are going to explore Cartalax peptides. Cartalax is a short bioregulatory peptide that has been studied for its role in supporting cartilage health, joint integrity, and overall mobility. It belongs to a group of peptides sometimes referred to as cytomedins, which are natural fragments of proteins found in the body. These small peptides act like messengers, helping to regulate cellular activity, gene expression, and the repair of tissues. Cartalax in particular has been connected to cartilage and joint tissue, making it of great interest in the areas of aging, injury recovery, and degenerative conditions. Cartilage is a tough but flexible connective tissue that plays a vital role in joints. It cushions bones, reduces friction, and allows for smooth movement. Over time, cartilage can break down due to overuse, injury, or simply aging. This process can contribute to pain, stiffness, and conditions like osteoarthritis. Traditional treatments often focus on managing pain, reducing inflammation, or in some cases replacing the joint entirely. But researchers have been looking at whether peptides like Cartalax could help the body repair or protect cartilage tissue naturally. Cartalax is made up of a very short chain of amino acids, sometimes referred to as a peptide bioregulator. Its mechanism of action appears to involve gene expression within cartilage cells, called chondrocyte. By influencing which genes are active, Cartalax may help regulate protein synthesis inside cartilage, promoting repair processes or slowing down degenerative changes. While this research is still developing, early studies suggest that it may have protective and restorative effects on joint tissue. In animal experiments, Cartalax has been shown to support cartilage regeneration after injury. Researchers observed improvements in tissue structure, elasticity, and resilience when animals were treated with this peptide. In human studies, although limited, Cartalax has been associated with improvements in joint mobility, reduction of discomfort, and overall better functional outcomes in people with degenerative joint disease. Some studies have used Cartalax alongside standard therapies, and in those cases the combined effect seemed stronger than with standard treatment alone. One of the fascinating aspects of peptides like Cartalax is their tissue specificity. Unlike many drugs that act broadly across multiple systems, bioregulatory peptides often work directly on a particular tissue type. For Cartalax, that tissue is cartilage. This makes them unique tools in regenerative medicine because the body can receive targeted support without the wide-ranging side effects seen in more general pharmaceuticals. Cartalax has also been studied in the context of aging. As we grow older, our natural production of peptides and proteins that keep tissues healthy declines. Bioregulatory peptides may act almost like reminders or triggers, signaling the body to restore proper function at the cellular level. In the case of cartilage, this might mean stimulating chondrocyte to keep producing the molecules that maintain joint structure. In terms of administration, Cartalax has been explored in injectable form as well as oral peptide complexes. The injectable form appears to deliver more direct effects, as peptides can sometimes be broken down during digestion. However, oral formulations have been studied as well and may provide benefits, particularly when combined with supportive therapies like physical rehabilitation exercise, and proper nutrition. Cartalax is often mentioned in connection with other bioregulatory peptides. For example, peptides that target bone tissue, vascular tissue, or immune function may work synergistically when combined in a protocol. This is an area of ongoing research, but the idea is that by supporting multiple tissues at once, the body's overall regenerative capacity may be improved. For people dealing with complex conditions like arthritis, this approach could offer a more holistic solution. It's also worth considering how Cartalax fits into the bigger picture of peptide science. Bioregulatory peptides have been investigated for decades, particularly in Russia and Eastern Europe. Many of these studies suggest improvements in organ function, recovery from disease, and slowing of age-related decline. Cartalax is one of the better-known cartilage peptides, alongside others that target connective tissues. The ongoing research into these molecules highlights the body's natural ability to regulate itself when given the right signals. Another point of interest is safety. Peptides like Cartalax are generally considered to have low toxicity and good tolerability. Because they are naturally occurring fragments, the body is usually able to recognize and process them without triggering severe side effects. This is not to say they are risk-free, but compared to many drugs used for joint conditions, the side effect profile appears favorable. That said, most studies so far have been relatively small, and larger trials are needed to fully understand both the benefits and risks. Looking at practical applications, Cartalax may be considered for people recovering from joint injuries, such as sports injuries or cartilage tears. It may also be explored as part of protocols for managing degenerative conditions like osteoarthritis, where the cartilage is gradually worn down. In these scenarios, Cartalax is thought to help support tissue repair, reduce progression of damage, and improve function. It's important to note, however, that in most countries Cartalax is still an experimental therapy, not an FDA-approved treatment. This means it is generally available through research channels or specialized clinics, not as a standard prescription. There are also interesting discussions around how Cartalax might be used preventively. Some researchers propose that by introducing peptides early in the aging process, the decline of cartilage function could be slowed or delayed. This is still speculative, but it reflects a broader interest in peptides as anti-aging interventions. The idea of maintaining tissue health before disease develops is an exciting frontier, and Cartalax could play a role in that future. When we think about Cartalax in daily life, imagine an older individual who has started to experience stiffness and discomfort in their knees. They may not yet need a joint replacement, but their quality of life is affected. A peptide like Cartalax could potentially help slow the breakdown of cartilage and support repair, extending the healthy lifespan of the joint. Likewise, a younger athlete with a cartilage injury might benefit from the regenerative signaling Cartalax provides, helping them return to training sooner and with stronger tissues. Of course, Cartalax is not a magic bullet. Like most therapies, it is most effective when combined with other healthy practices. Maintaining a balanced diet with sufficient protein, staying active with joint-friendly exercises, managing body weight, and supporting overall metabolic health all contribute to joint integrity. Cartalax may enhance these efforts by giving the body targeted molecular support, but it works best in synergy with a healthy lifestyle. The story of Cartalax also opens a broader conversation about the future of regenerative medicine. As we learn more about peptides, We begin to see them as tools for guiding the body back toward balance. Instead of only treating symptoms, peptides may help us treat root causes, such as cellular dysfunction or tissue degeneration. This shift in perspective could transform how we approach aging, chronic disease, and injury recovery. It's important to emphasize that while the science is promising, Cartalax is still under investigation. Not all claims have been validated in large-scale human trials, and more research is needed to establish the long-term benefits and safety profile. Anyone considering peptide therapies should consult with a knowledgeable healthcare professional, preferably one familiar with regenerative medicine. Disclaimer: this podcast is for informational and educational purposes only. It is not medical advice and should not replace consultation with a qualified healthcare provider. Always speak to your doctor before starting or stopping any treatment, supplement, or peptide protocol. Thanks for listening. Keep learning and stay curious.